Chapter 6 Season 1 was disappointing. Now, I know it's pretty controversial to say that, as I've heard a lot of praise for the season, and I know a lot of people love it, but I really just didn't enjoy this one, I'm sorry. And I'm gonna break down why I think that this season just wasn't for me in this video.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
I'll give Epic this. It's actually impressive that they've managed to make every single map worse than the last one. The Chapter 6 map is genuinely the worst map we've ever seen, or at least the worst Season 1 map we've ever seen. You see, every single chapter has done this really cool thing called having unique design and diverse biomes, but apparently they didn't like that for this chapter, so they just made the entire map themed around one thing and made that theme pretty boring, not gonna lie. The Japan aesthetic just isn't for me, I'm sorry, it just makes every POI look and feel the exact same. If you can tell me the difference between Mask Meadows and Hopeful Heights, I'd be very impressed with you. There's just nothing that stands out here. Even a map like Chapter 5, which I also think is pretty flawed, had some standouts in Season 1 like Snooty, Fencing, Reckless, and even more places. But this map, there's just nothing here, even though it has literally double the locations of the Chapter 5 map in Season 1. So you would think on average it would be better, but no, it's just not. I think the idea of the map is cool, like having it all themed around one thing, but they should have made the locations actually good to like go with that. But because they didn't, this map just sucks. It's funny how a few unvaults can completely ruin a pretty solid base loot pool. Like, the meta on day 1 was actually pretty good. It wasn't like great or anything, but it was decently balanced, nothing was too crazy or anything. It was just fine. I mean, the Hollow and the Blade are pretty OP, but other than that, solid meta. But then, the unvaults were pretty bad. They were either like completely useless, like the Ranger AR, and no offense, the hunting rifle, I'm sorry, they completely butchered it. Or they are completely ruining the meta, like the railgun and the explosive rifle. And plus, it seems like a lot of people are utilizing the older weapons in more annoying ways now, because the Blade users are actually getting out of hand. They are so annoying now. And same with the Hollow Twister, it's just gotten to a point where like, you can basically use all of these items in tandem with each other, and you'll basically have the most annoying loadout since Chapter 5 Season 3. Or should I say lack thereof, this season's updates were just so unfathomably lame. To start with Winterfest, it just seemed more focused on adding more random celebrities into the game than to actually be a good event, because it was just not it. I don't want like Mariah Carey stuff in here, I just want it to be fun, and it wasn't. And then this newest update, 33.30, literally just added the explosive repeater rifle, which just made the loot pool worse, and that was the only thing they added. But 33.20 was pretty interesting, because that was the Godzilla update. And honestly, I'd say it was pretty good, but it could have been better. I kind of wish it was just a separate mode, because it basically derailed the entire BR match for those like 5 to 10 minutes when Godzilla was active. It just made it a mad dash to the medallion and the gate to just beat him, rather than it just being like a normal game. It was still really fun to beat him, and the medallion was just a reskin of Cerberus' medallion, so it was good, but like, still, just wish it could have been a bit better. But it blows the other 2 updates out of the water.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Like, this might actually be an achievement. I don't know how they managed to craft the single worst battle pass of all time. I thought it was impossible to beat Chapter 3 Season 4's absolutely abysmal 7-1 good skin record, but they managed to do it with 8-0 good skins this season. And it seems like it's not going to get any better, because, oh boy, the Season 2 battle pass looks, oh my god. Whew. And I know I didn't like talk about any of the skins, but there's really nothing to say. They're just all bad. Or, no, they're even worse than bad. You know what's worse than a bad skin? A forgettable skin. I can look at Twin, I can look at Bites and say, ha, that's terrible. But tell me, can you look at Kendo and see literally anything? Or Nyanja, or Jade, or any of these skins and see literally anything? It is just nothing! absolutely nothing. You lose. You get nothing. You know it's gotten to a really bad point when I, of all people, think Hope is the best skin in this battle pass. That is not a good sign. Man, I don't even know what to say after that. Considering next season's battle pass also looks absolutely atrocious, I think Chapter 6 might just be the chapter of bad battle passes. Especially considering the Season 3 curse and Season 4 is usually being just okay. Like, we are not looking good for this chapter.
Aw, kawaii.
Okay, so the theme of this season is basically if Mega's theme overstayed its welcome and went all in on the most basic aspect of it. I talked very briefly about it in the map section, but the entire map and theme of this, like basically everything about the season is just Japan, and that's about it. Now, I'm not really a fan of them rehashing themes, because like I said, they basically already did this with Mega. To go so far in on a rehash theme is definitely a choice. It may not be one that I particularly agree with, but it's a choice indeed. I can get over the map being entirely themed around it. I can get over the battle pass being entirely themed around it. But once they started doing every single item shop skin is just a bland ninja, that's when I just started to lose it. Dude, like, even the furry skins, which normally are just, like, the most goofy skins in the game, like, aren't serious at all. But even they are supposed to be taken seriously as, like, fearsome warrior ninjas or something stupid like that. Like, no one cares about this. It is so unfathomably dumb. God, I'm so tired of them just rehashing themes and somehow making them worse every single time. Same with next season. I know I keep crapping on next season even though it hasn't released yet, but just like, why are we doing this again? I don't know, man. It's dumb. So to conclude, this season could have been good. You see, it could have been good if the map was good, the theming wasn't rehashed, the Hollow Twister was nerfed, Hope didn't exist, the Typhoon Blade was nerfed. Actually, if the Typhoon Blade didn't exist, they didn't unvolt the Rogue and a repeater rifle, there were meaningful map changes, and if they made unique updates that weren't completely contingent on collabs to be good. If all that didn't happen, then the season could have been good. I just really hope Season 2 just learns from this and takes what was wrong with this season, or at least in my opinion, what was wrong with this season, and just builds off of that and makes it better. But judging by what I've seen, I don't know if that's going to happen. I know this is going to be kind of unpopular, because I'm sure a lot of people like this season. If you like this season and you disagree with me, let me know. I completely understand. This season isn't really bad. I just have a lot of problems with it personally. I'm just not a fan. But that's pretty much going to be it from me for today. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.